A few months ago, I had this idea of making my own all-tube custom buggy. I'm really excited to go from digital files to actual metalwork. Here it comes. I've never sold anything at an auction before. We got 4 vehicles that's going to roll across the block.
I'm with you.
If I get rid of this one, I can build me something even bigger and even better.
Hey, 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 hey! I got 165! Wow.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
And we got at least 7 or 8 builds worth of dust in here, so it's time to blow it all out.
You know, today's a big day. We have a huge open house party with thousands of people that come in and out the door all day today. And we have food, drinks, and DJ. And you get to see some of our old builds, you know, like Brian with the Blue Thunder, Chris Stapp with the 2500. Earl Campbell's cars back on display. It's like a family reunion today. You know, seeing all these builds just isn't a trip down memory lane. You know, inspires things we're building right now and in the future.
The next 2 days are going to be ridiculous, crazy for us. I end up just selling just all these t-shirts, customers, parts that we carry. We'll sell about half our stock. We'll have to restock for the following day. It's hectic, it's a lot, but it's fun also. Seeing everybody that I haven't seen within the past year, since last year open house.
I've been with since about 12 years, done a ton of cars, lifted, lowered, fast, slow, big wheels, small wheels, whatever. You know, I don't really have a favorite, but one of my personal favorites, you know, my 250 here, put about 30 inches of lift, some 58-inch Mickey Thompsons. This one I really enjoyed building. I just kept trying to raise the bar, raise the bar, raise the bar. And if you raise the bar and do like the axles real nice, well then the undercarriage has to look nice. Then the interior has to look nice. And the speakers have to be loud. So one of the challenges though is to make everything fall together and look like it flows together. You know, you don't look at it and go, that looks like an afterthought. I was catching a bunch of grief from everybody saying my truck was too tall and I didn't make a bigger tire. So that's when we started talking to Mickey Thompson, and they said, man, we have this other tire, but it's basically for rock crawling, mud, it's for something really big. So we went with those, and when we did, that's all I've heard since I've done it, is finally somebody built a lifted truck with a big tire. Finally a big tire. And one of the other things too is, no matter what you did to the frame, it was always getting dirty. So I took it, added all the sheet metal to the bottom, bead-rolled all the panels, and put it all up in there and made everything look symmetrical and everything look nice. Overall, it's something I wanted, something I'm proud that I did, and it's been a really, really good time.
One of the most fun cars that I have is, you know, the Baja truck. This car right here is a stress reliever. You just get in it, punch it, it's got a ton of power under the hood, and just see how much suspension travel it has. The fun thing about driving this is abusing it, you know, having a great time and, you know, just pushing it to its limits and seeing what it will do. And I really ain't found anything it can't do yet. You know, a lot of the cars we build are beautiful. I mean, you don't want to leave them out of your sight. You're afraid there's something's going to happen to it. You know, on this, it's something I don't have to worry about scratching it, or you don't have to worry about dragging a wheel against a curb. And I can't wait to get building on our next fun truck.
I got it.
A few months ago, I had this idea of making my own all-tube custom buggy. I want something super mean, bulletproof, something I can drive anywhere.
That's good.
You know, before I even had a design, I had to start getting my parts. Giant 58-inch tires, you know, military axles, and a custom 1,500 horsepower Cummins diesel. You know, creating a body and chassis totally from scratch, that's a massive job. You know, all of it can go wrong in a million different ways. So I turned to Pablo, a guy that builds monster trucks for a living, and he helped me design the cage and chassis. You know, at this point, all I have is a digital file. So I'm heading out now to turn that into metal.
All right, good.
You know, I'm really excited today to start, you know, on like a new adventure. You know, I got the chromoly all loaded up. I'm heading out to see Joseph Smith. He is the guy that can take those digital files and doing all the bending, doing all the notching, and making it basically puzzle pieces. It's exciting, but I'm a little nervous too, because I know it's tried and true in the monster truck scene, but I'm really anxious to see if it all plays out like it's really supposed to, if it's really that easy, or there's still a lot of modifications, you know, to go from the digital to actual metalwork and actual bending, actual notching. You know, that remains to be seen for me. What's happening, man?
Not much. How you doing, Bill?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You know, Pablo's telling me you're the guy to get my project going a little farther. You know, to get the bends, get the notches, you know, take it to that next step.
Yeah, he sent me the drawing over. I've got it all in the computer, ready to go. Did you bring some tubing?
Man, I did. I got the chromoly with me. You know, I'm really excited to really see this whole process.
I can show you how it works.
Well, let's check that out,
All
man.
right, cool. All right, cool. So here's Pablo's model he sent over to us. Looks like a pretty sporty ride.
Yeah, you got to have that style built in it. He did a great job. Seeing just the strength that is built in. I mean, that ain't something you just come up with. That is years of experience on his end.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of talent involved in making something that's very strong and robust, but also pretty nice looking too.
Man, I wish I had this years and years ago. Can you show me roughly how everything works?
Yeah. So here's the file Pablo sent over, and we'll import that in over here to a manufacturing software. Once we've got it here, we'll go in and make sure that all of our tube intersections have an accurate notch, so that these two tubes need a notch together. They will. A couple of clicks, and there's the notch that would have taken us an hour to do before.
How accurate is that notch?
Within thousands.
That's crazy. And I'm going to get it back on a pallet ready to put together.
We'll knock it out and give you a call when it's ready.
Thank you, man.
Thanks. We've got a laser light here that shows us where our end should be. We'll start out with marking all of our tube intersections. We'll engrave all of these marks onto the tube so that everyone can see how to continue manufacturing the assembly. Here is our bend location as well as our offset. That's our bend number and our bend degree. Now that we've got the engraving done, we'll turn on our coolant and it'll come back and cut the notches. Basically, all we'll have to do once it's up and running is catch the finished parts that are coming out the other end, reload tubing once we get through with each joint. Nice tight fit. I think just about anybody can weld that. We've got our tubing that we just cut in the bender. We've got our indexing marks here. We're going to line that up with our die, and then we'll line up our rotation, this line, with the edge of the die here. We know from our marks here that we want 23 degrees. We'll send it on its way. So that's our first bend down. Line up our second bend. It's also 23 degrees. That's a finished part ready for assembly. Time to make 59 more.
You still having fun with this thing?
Man, I am. You know, too much fun with this car. You know, 0 to 60 1.9, the S Plaid is the fastest production car there is, man. And I'll tell you what, I get to work a lot faster, for sure. You know, I bought the 2021 Tesla Plaid a few months ago. You know, right now these cars are in high demand and super hard to get. So folks are selling these above list price. You know, the MECRETEFES auction's coming up here in Houston. I'm thinking I'm gonna run this through, maybe something else too. I know you've had your truck a while. I don't know, run it through too and see what happens.
You know, I've been noticing that last couple shows, no matter what I've done to it, go a little higher, a little whatever else, bigger stereo. Once you've seen the same car 4 or 5 years in a row, no matter how much you change it, it's still the same truck, so.
It's either that or spending a whole bunch of money changing it again.
Right.
MECRETEFES is one of the biggest car auctions in the country, and I have an opportunity to bring some cars there. You know, I've never sold anything at an auction before, but I've always wanted to.
I think it's something we should do, man. Just load up, run it through the auction, see what happens.
I've sold plenty of vehicles over the years, but an auction is totally different. You know, the risk is higher for sure, but I'll bet on our vehicles every day of the week.
I think Jennifer might be ready for something a little different too. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a gamble. Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Plus, it'll be an experience. I've never done it before, so.
Yeah.
All
Roll
right.
the dice.
Yeah.
Right? How's the old Escalade doing for you today?
Good. It's fine.
You know, as a big part of customization, once you start finishing one project, you're always thinking about, hey, what's next? What's going to be the next latest and greatest? You know, sometimes that means you got to get rid of some old things to make room for the next one. I know you had this car for a while, right?
Well, I haven't had her for all that long.
She's over a year old.
Yeah.
Well, auction coming up in town, so I'm thinking, you know, I've never put anything in a MECRETEFES auction before. Maybe it's time to give old Betty a new home and, you know, get you a new car in the process.
Oh.
Maybe a little upgrade.
Oh.
Bill has always wanted to go to an auction, so I know for a lot of years this is what he's talked about. So it'll be really fun. If I let him take it to the auction, I might be able to get something a lot better because of it. We'll see. Who knows?
Betty, I think, is just the perfect car for the auction. It's not just a crazy, crazy, crazy custom. The stance it has, you know, just lowered just that right amount, still retaining that ride quality. You know, the big 26 is all color matched.
Right.
MagnaFlow exhaust. You know, the Pro Charger under the hood with just a crazy one-off install.
Yeah.
It just looks really, really impressive when you pop the hood.
Yeah.
So this was one that I really, really love, so it's going to be very bittersweet. I'm not so sure I'm ready to let go, but, you know, it's Bill. I'm never going to have a car for very long.
You know, I think the auction is going to be the perfect setting to sell this car. I mean, take a couple other cars too, you know, the Tesla, Timmy's truck, you know, have like a whole extensive collection.
Oh, that'd be really
So
cool.
it'd be really cool to, you know, get it all hyped up.
Right.
It's going to do real well.
Right. Can't wait to see what you're going to do to top this one.
Out with the old, in with the new, right?
Okay.
We'll get you something brand new, something even cooler than Betty.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
Joey's finished cutting, bending, and notching the pipes for the buggy. He's going to bring them over and help me put the cage together. We're about to see if this thing goes together as easy as he says it does. That's a badass puzzle right there. How many piece puzzle is it?
116. No inch pieces though.
Yeah, there's no corners to start with, right?
Exactly.
Usually I like to take the lead on projects like this, but man, I really appreciate you coming by and getting me started on it, man, because that's really intimidating seeing all those pipes on a pallet and not really being familiar with how this actually works.
So the first thing we'll do, we'll get this back cross member put on the table and squared up, and then we'll lay these main rails in and basically just build this bottom layer on the table flat. So we need first piece of the puzzle. What we'll look for is our part number here that matches our drawings, and then we've got all of our tube intersections engraved in place here. You can see there where 1, 2, 3, 4 tubes will all land into that same load path. So just follow our numbers and we ought to come out pretty good.
Man, every time you're explaining something, I'm getting a little more excited about how all this works.
Most important thing is getting all your tubes laid out into sections so that you don't spend the whole day looking for a piece that, you know, might be right there in front of you. 36. So it should look just like that.
I had no idea it was going to be so many pieces. You know, you see a pallet come in with pipe on it. It's a little intimidating because you don't know where they all go, but once you bust the plastic off and you start laying this out, you're like, oh crap.
Once you get your tubes kind of organized to where you can work efficiently, after that it's making sure that everything goes in square and level. So we just line up our notch with our engraved line.
That's so cool. You can see there's no mismeasuring.
Right.
As long as you know what number goes here, it's on the money.
Exactly. Number 1. We're pretty lined up with our scribe mark.
It's pretty dang close. Is it springing back or something? Close. Still none. Good. There we go. You know, this is one of the most critical stages of the whole puzzle. This has to be 100% square and true.
Exactly. If we miss by a 16th or an 8th here, by the time we get 12 feet that way, it's going to be a big deal. We can lay our next piece up, get it squared up, and then get our sides in.
Yeah.
So we just want to make sure that with complex parts like this, with multiple bends and multiple planes, we maintain a perfect center line, and it'll keep all of our parts lined up like they're supposed to be.
Where do you want that one, right there?
That black marks the outside.
Hey, you weren't lying. Everything is fitting together way, way better than I expected. The numbering system you have, man, it's making life really, really easy.
You know, we've got our foundation in place. It's where it all starts. So
That's
now,
right.
You know, we can start building up and out, and it'll start to look like something.
Man, I'm loving it, man. Loving it. Johnny, what up, man?
What's going on, Bill? How you doing?
Man, good, good. Oh, truck's still looking good, man. That brings me back to 2016 right here, man.
Yeah, man, I did a lot of work.
This was a ton of work, and people were shocked to see this come out.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Right? A single cab with a 5.0 supercharger, 26s on the front, you know, 24 15s in the rear, sitting all the way on the ground, full powder-coated chassis, everything detailed underneath, two-tone paint with the graphics going all the way down the front, to the top, through the bed. Man, this truck is still hard to beat on the show circuit, right?
So I've had lots of fun. Everywhere I take it, people love it.
So what you thinking?
I think it's time for something new.
Man, you ready to get rid of it, man?
It's time to move on. I've had a lot of custom cars, and you get to that point, it's time to sell it and build something new.
Man, I know how you feel, man. You keep up with it for sure, man, but I know you're itching for something new.
Something new, something bigger.
Right?
So I hear y'all going to the auction.
Yeah, man. You want to run it through the auction with us?
Let's do it. Let's try to see what we can do with it.
We're going to take quite a few cars, man. We could throw this in and call it the extensive collection if you want, and, you know, be part of the crew, and
yeah,
we'll run it through, man, with all ours.
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Then we're going to roll it over into something even bigger and better?
Bigger and better.
Oh,
exactly.
Man.
I'm really happy that Bill's going to put it with the extensive collection. And once I have that cash in hand, I'm going to give it right back to Bill.
Get rid of the old, in with the new.
In with the new. Yeah, I appreciate it, Bill. Thank you for doing it. And once it's sold, we get started on the next one.
I know. Come on, man. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Shoot, man, it's still looking good, though, Johnny.
Yeah, it still looks good.
After months of finding all the parts and designing the all-tube, all-terrain buggy, we're now ready to move forward and get that cage together. It looks like the right angle to me.
That's close.
You know, I gotta say, as a fabricator, I love getting to that point where I can finally use my hands.
So this side's good.
Damn, that's badass.
Fit okay?
I mean, that's impressive right there, that fit. You know, if I had to build this cage without the computer's help, it would have taken a lot longer. You know, but that doesn't mean it's popping all together like something from IKEA. Take this one. It's got a little bow to it, so this one probably fit.
Yeah, because it's probably just got a little that it needs
Rack
to kick it over.
So maybe get the ratchet strap.
Yeah, and pull on the diagonal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest way to do it.
You know, it's kind of cool to see, you know, even something that's designed on the computer like this, made to fit together 100%, you still got to manipulate it along the way with the old school tech. Want the plumb bob?
Yeah.
Using a string, using a tape measure, using a level, using a square, you know, you still have to have the basic fabrication skills.
Now that we got our main hoop stood up and all of our diagonals put into it, now we're gonna start putting our tail together.
It goes like that?
Just like that.
Oh! Oh!
Start locking some of this stuff into position.
I love it, man. I love that you can finally start to see something.
I like the part that it's starting to pay off quick now.
We build cool stuff all the time around here. You know, that's nothing new, but I get excited about, you know, a different way of just learning new techniques, new tricks. This technology is used in monster trucks, trophy trucks, and just applying it to what you're actually going to drive.
$73. Sit down on those. So now we're getting the door bars put in. This is going to provide the safety for the passengers as well as a lot of rigidity to the chassis. How you looking?
Oh, man. Is it in the scribe right there?
Huh? Yeah. Right above it. So if we just take some angle out of it, and that'll let it come up, and then we can stand these up to match it.
Quarter inch?
Yeah.
Let's put it on there real quick on the nostril.
Yeah. I got into this profession by looking for a high school job that was better than stocking shelves in a grocery store. So I went to work in a fab shop, started out as a helper, worked my way up to being a welder, and kind of just grew from there. I realized I could probably make it in this profession early on whenever I could see the finished product before we had much going on, and it would kind of guide the project along and keep us focused and making progress.
Man, I love the shape of this. It's gonna be easy to get in and out of, and it's super strong.
It's a perfect mix of form and function.
Yeah, exactly right. While we're moving forward on our latest and greatest build, the time's come to ship our cars over to the auction. You know, I gotta say, selling older builds is always bittersweet around here.
You know, everybody knows in the custom world there's no end. You know, it's go a little more, a little more, a little more. But for me to go any more on this, I'm gonna have to completely redo the whole bottom section or something to make it over the top. I'd have to add another axle or do something in the back. So it's something I don't want to go that far on this one, or let somebody else enjoy it as much as I have, and I'll start fresh with something new and build it from scratch. Man, it's been a truck. I love building it. Bought it bone stock, put on the lift, made it a little higher, put all the belly pan, big system in the bed, then put the 58s on it. You know, put the camper, did all the interior, big turbo. Everything I've done to it, I can do. You know, I hope somebody's gonna buy it and enjoy it as much as I do. Somebody puts it outside their business as a billboard, or if they drive it, just hang out and go to dinner like I do, or go to car shows. One last ride. It's a fun truck. It's a lot of fun with turning the system on, opening it all up. Everybody loves it, especially the kids. They love the lifted trucks. Try to air it down a little bit, huh? I've shown it now for about 4 years. It's time for something new. I love the truck, I love driving it, but if I get rid of this one, I can build me something even bigger and even better.
We welded out all the pipework on the buggy's cage. And now it's all one super solid structure. So now we're filling in the sides with aluminum panels. You know, these panels make it look even cooler and a lot safer.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and on today's episode of Texas Metal, we're going to be cutting some aluminum. All right, so on Bill's buggy, Jamie and I just got done with all the welding, all the fittings done, all the pipework is done, so now comes the cool part. We get to make some aluminum fillers, box in all the side, kind of give it like a cool Baja racing look, and also prevent a bunch of rocks and debris and all kinds of other stuff you don't want coming into the truck. We're making our templates right now. Jamie's over there making all these, cutting them out, sending them over to me. I'll lay them on the aluminum, trace them out, take them over to the shear, punch them out, hand them to Jamie, and we'll go on like that for the rest of the day until we got all of our parts made. Then we'll start tacking them in. Look at that nice fit. I'm reusing little pieces here and there just to kind of not waste anything. That's 2 more pieces, maybe even 2 more going right there. Get more done, use up all of our material we're spending our money on. Beautiful. Said put it on me. D-U-N. Meryl.
Man, look at all these cars, man. This is cool, right? You feel the excitement when you come in here. It's game day at the MUITO. We got 4 vehicles that's gonna roll across the block this afternoon. My wife Jennifer's 2021 Custom Escalade, my 2021 Tesla Plaid, Johnny's lowered 2016 F-150, and last but not least, Tim's custom lifted F-250. Most of the stuff is really, really, really cool. I mean, it's basically a car show, and you can see old muscle cars, street rides to movie cars to full customs to a daily driver that has that vintage appeal to everyone. And this is something else, man. I mean, I know we're gonna do well. We can't not do well, right?
Everybody's here, and no matter if they're 16 or 86, they're wanting to spend some money. It's crazy.
I know you gotta be nervous on yours, right?
I am, but I also want another project, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be good. As far as the Plaid, the 160, 165 is what I'm hoping for.
The demand right now for it, you can't get it. It's the hottest car out. That's a fair price for sure.
Same with the Escalade.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get those either. It's a 6-month wait. That one's right there. It's ready to go. Somebody could take it home now. So there's value in that, and there's value in
everything done.
Right.
We get rid of all this and just get a fresh start for next year and build a bunch of new rides. Man, it's going to be a clean slate and ready to start fresh.
We'll see, man. I mean, the closer the time gets, a little more nervous I get. So we're about to see. It's out with the old, in with the new after today, right?
We're going to let this roll and see what we get.
Coming with it.
Let's go.
I'm excited to really see, are we going home with cars or are we going home with checks?
I'm ready. You ready?
Kinda. You know what? I'm ready. You know, I like to gamble, but, you know, I also need to be pragmatic. So we put reserves on all of our vehicles. You know, a reserve is the minimum price it has to hit before to sell. Basically, it's a safety net. If it doesn't meet the right price, we bring it home and try to sell it another day.
This one yours?
Yeah.
I saw the guys converge. They all came up and I was like, what's going on, man? What do you got going on? He goes, the Escalade's coming up.
Jen's here. Escalade's about to go. Who's more nervous, you or her? She's kind of sentimental to Betty.
Man, I think I told her I was actually going to sell her a car this weekend.
In true Bill fashion, that would not surprise me a bit.
All right, you ready? You ready?
S125.1, 2021 Cadillac Escalade Custom.
Right now, my wife Jennifer's Escalade is going across the block at Mecum Auction.
With only 16,000 miles showing on the odometer, it features a 6.2 V8 automatic transmission, black exterior, Mulan leather seats, heads-up display, power panoramic roof, and assist steps with custom-installed Pro Charger. Wow! S125.1.
Nervous?
I'm a little nervous. Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I am too.
I'm with you.
Somebody get 10, anybody get 20, anybody get 20, 30. At 30 bid, anybody get 40 bid, anybody get 50 bid, anybody get 50, 60.
The adrenaline is really kind of crazy. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. The
It
numbers
is.
were going up. It was crazy.
It's a lot to take in at a really quick time.
I have 95 bid, anybody get 100.
You know, there's a real psychology to an auction. You really only need two people to fight back and forth to get that price you want. You know, if you can find them, the sky's the limit.
505. I have somebody give $115,000 for the Escalade. $115,000. 115. 112.5 is the bid.
112.5. You still got a lot of action. You got a lot of players on it.
Only way to try to get more is get the reserve off. We'll keep working.
Let's do it.
Hey, the reserve is off. $112,500 is the bid on that Escalade. Is that a bid?
Yeah!
Are you bidding? And I would sit there and be still. 112,500 is the bid. 115, and it is. Everybody together. When I drop that hammer, yell sold. You ready? 112,500, and it is. $112,500, Steve.
Betty's gone. Betty's gone.
Betty's gone.
I was hoping it was going to go higher, but I'm completely happy with what we got. You know, otherwise I would have just left the reserve on.
She looks like she wants to cry.
I know. The bar is set really high. So what are we doing from here on out?
Maybe I'll take you car shopping.
I probably won't get to pick.
I'm really getting nervous now because the last couple went pretty cheap. We're going to need you guys to bid a lot of money on some cars coming up. So when we tap you, we need you to raise your hand.
I do watch your show. All right. Yeah.
Next up is Johnny's truck. You know, it's all going to come down to if there's a couple of people looking for a custom F-150. And if you ask me, you won't find a better one.
Let's see the right buyers here today.
Johnny, have some faith, man. You never know. Want those two guys to keep fighting over it and get them numbers up, right?
Let's see how it goes.
Keep them going up.
Keep them going up.
You gonna miss it?
I'm gonna miss it, but I think it's time to go. Time to move on.
Hit one. Not going to be a bit of a cut of it. Not going to be a bit of a cut of it. About 15,000 bid. 20. Not going to be 20. Not going to be 20.
Here it goes. It's starting. The money's going up. Money's going up.
I'm sweating and nervous. I don't know what to expect.
It's starting to stall a little bit, man. I don't know.
You want to get 53,000, sir? All your friends are watching you not buy the pickup. You want to get 53,000.
Well, we tried.
Yeah,
it was
man.
a great experience.
You know, unfortunately, today isn't the day. But, you know, it's better to wait for that right buyer at the right price. Somebody might step up here in the near future, and we'll build that new truck for you.
That's right.
You go with the reserve, you do no reserve.
I had to have a reserve. I mean, such a custom auction. The Tesla is 100% stock. I figured in this auction, this setting, the best way to do it is with a reserve. I mean, you can go to the dealership and trade it in right now for 160. So I think 165 is fair for something like that.
That's a fair price for sure.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
S115.1, it's a 2021 Tesla Model S Plaid Edition. It's got a P2 tri-motor electric drive, 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah!
100,000, 200,000, another 50, 150,000, anyone. 150,000, another 50, 150 bid, let's have the fun. 50,000, 60,000, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, 80,000, 90,000, show me 90,000, another 50, 90,000, 100,000 now. 100,000, 110, 110, 110.
The money's over $100,000, and I'm getting excited. I see it going up, it's going up, it's going up.
Get some more money.
There we go, keep on going.
125,000 to talk.
1,000 horsepower, all electric.
Close bid, 120,000, the bid goes on.
Man. You know, 120, didn't get it. Reserve wasn't met. On a setting like this, it takes two. You could have the right buyer here, but it takes that other guy to come on with it too.
This is the first time I've ever auctioned anything. Man, it's my baby. I put all the time, all the effort into it, but might be more than one buyer here. So you get 2 or 3 of them bidding against it. It's a race. Whoever can spend the most money gets it and you walk away. It makes anxiety kind of go down a little bit. That's why I'm hoping for a lot of noise and a lot of chatter. It's going to be sad to see them go, especially if they leave Texas and leave Houston, because a lot of them, previous owners have bought and they're like, man, I want to change something new. I want to start a business and another one to sell it. But still like to see it around, but it's one of them deals too. If I see it somewhere else, I'll probably get a little disappointed that I sold it. So I'm really hoping she goes out of state with the rest of the cars. I hope to see them in town so I can keep a look on them. You know, I've went to a ton of shows with it. I've had a lot of fun with it. But it's like anything, it's time to go and start a new project.
We are recording on site during Meekham's Houston auction, and joining me now are 2 local guys with deep ties to the automotive community, Bill Carlton and Tim Donaldson. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by.
Man, appreciate you having us out.
One of the things that jumps out when you lift a vehicle and you do your fabrication, it really crosses the line between structural and art. How do you guys blend that together?
Man, that's the art of customization.
Is all of that functional?
Absolutely.
Lo and behold, it works. I don't know how he does it. He just got an eye and got a talent to do it.
Every bar on there is for a reason.
Okay.
I mean, one connects to the other and transfers all the weight in different parts along the frame and different parts on the axle.
And all of that, Bill, is self-taught? I mean, you basically learned just from doing it over and over again how to nail it?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're still learning. I mean, still, you know, learning from the past and get better and better and better and better. And yeah, that was cool. But check this out this time.
See what's coming next.
Absolutely. Tim, you got to be nervous, man. Your truck's part of the family.
It is.
Right? You got a lot of history with it. You know every nut and bolt of everything all the way around it. To turn that over to somebody else.
And it's nerve-wracking because, like you said, you spend so much time with it, and it represents the company as a whole. It's represented the company now for 4 years. It's time to let somebody else enjoy it, let it represent their company. We need to build something new.
You nervous?
Oh, I'm nervous.
Another great truck from the Texas Metal Collection, a 2017 Ford F-250 Super Duty pickup, Platinum Edition. It has 4-wheel drive, custom one-of-a-kind lift kit from 18 inches all the way up to 30 inches. Wow!
30, 40, 50, 50, 60, 70, 70, 80, 75, 90, 85, 90.
Man, we got the butterflies kicking. Hope we're going to meet the reserve and get this thing out of here today.
85, 90, 90, 95, 95, 95, 100.
This is cool to see them dollar figures keep going up and up and up and up.
It's an experience of a lifetime right here.
105,000, 110. Make some noise. 105, 110, 115, 110, 115, 120, 130. The reserve is up. 130, 135, 135, 140.
The money keeps going up.
And going and going.
These two guys are battling it out.
This is cool.
And 170,000. What do you got?
I got 165.
165 bid, 170, 165, 170 pounds, 70, 160, 180, 180, 170 bid, 175 last call, 175. So, $170,000, get it hard, get it again. So, $170,000, so. Wow.
170 what? Man, when the hammer hit, you think back of the money you have in it, but you also think somebody else respects it as much as I do. Happy to let it go. Can't wait to go talk to the buyer. Man, all in all, wins, losses, it's been an ultimate experience.
Yeah.
Everybody's been above and beyond. They've rolled out the red carpet for us. They treated us like royalty. Can't thank them enough. Everybody's been 100%.
Hey, we sold some cool cars. It's on to the next ones.
Let's do it.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, thank you so much.
What's cool about the custom world is when one door closes on one build, another door opens on the next. In this case, our all-tube buggy. You know, this project's been a long time coming. A lot of learning on my part, a lot of work. You finally get to feel like you're getting somewhere, like it's definitely real now.
Now we're going to anchor these in right here as we're going to put tabs on the back side. We'll weld them in, through bolt our aluminum on here. Once that's done, it's going to look nice and slick. Have panels all down the side, some on the back right here. It's going to look good.
I know it's a lot of extra work to do the little tabs, drilling all the holes, but the payoff on something like this, I think it'd be well worth it. Man, I'm really liking the look of the aluminum. You know, still see the skeleton with the paneling. It's looking good. From a sketch to computer screen, all those little parts that we designed into the attitude of it really takes shape when you start putting all those pieces together and you see something like this where it just looks mean. It just looks like you're gonna have fun. You can just tell right off the bat. You know, people are definitely gonna take notice when this is coming down the road at you. Acha. Projects like this gets everybody fired up in the shop. You know, every piece you put on makes it look better and better and better and better. This is what we love to do. This is our passion, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of work. You know, we're just getting started. I mean, we have axles, we have 4-link, engine, trans, radiator, everything else to build a car. This is where we excel at. Taking it from here, getting an engine in it, getting the axles under it, rolling, driving. This is fun. You know, when you get to work on cool stuff like this, it makes me happy.